Trampus Parker taking the title. The battle coming down to this final round in Reutlingen in Germany, some 20 minutes south of Stuttgart. 19 points separates the two top men in the championship. Joel Smets has the advantage over Trampus Parker, but it all depends on the two races coming up. So everybody getting a little bit nervous before the start of this race, but enjoying themselves nonetheless. 11,000 fans turning up to watch, and to watch those favourites getting ready to do the business in two heats, as ever, of 40 minutes. Joel Smets being interviewed. Trampus Parker, the man he's up against, number 99, the American who now lives in Italy. Dirk Goykens, number 14, rider in the German Championship. Dietmar Lacker also likely to do well. Daryl King looking for a top place in the Championship. Johan Bonen and Peter Johansson there, number 95, hoping to take third place in the title battle. But Joel Smets is the leader in the World Championship, and Smets on his Husaberg just needs to finish ahead of Trampus Parker in this first heat to take the title. So let's get the first race underway then. Everybody getting away cleanly. The whole shot into the first corner. Can everyone get through cleanly? Great start from number 10, Franco Rossi, but we've got a disaster already. Several riders down. Franco Rossi stormed into the lead there, and one of those down was Trampus Parker. There he is, number 99. Johan Bonen also involved in the incident there, but Trampus Parker, the disappointment already. He's now having to fight his way up through the field, but his main championship rival is up with the leaders. Is Franco Rossi, who's leading from Mervyn Anstey, the British rider. Jackie Martins is up there, but Joel Smets is in fourth place. There he is, number 3. Well, he won't know that Trampus Parker had a disastrous first corner, but this is certainly looking good for the Belgian now. Trampus Parker having to fight his way back up the order. That's the British rider, Mervyn Anstey, just ahead of him. And there's Johan Bonen. Well, you can see the saddle's broken, and I think that's really what's put him out of the event. So disappointment for him. But meanwhile, Jackie Martins has now come up into the lead. Number 2, the very experienced Belgian, runner-up last year in the World Championship. And he's not going to win it this year, but nonetheless looks as though he's heading for victory perhaps here. Joel Smets has moved himself up into second place, and there is Trampus Parker, but he's down in 19th position after falling at the first corner, being involved with several other riders. Just not the start that he needed at all. And the 27-year-old on the KTM, remember, second in the championship, but really had to take the win in this first race, with Joel Smets not doing so well to have a chance of taking the title. Still in second place is the number 8 machine of Mervyn Anstey. And Anstey hasn't had such good results as this so far this year. This is his best performance really so far. Had a 10th place overall in the French round of the championship, but this a big improvement. There he is, running in third place. You've still got Jackie Martins up front. There's Trampus Parker still working his way up. He's 13th place now. Flying through the air nicely, and that is our race leader, Jackie Martins, down. Jackie Martins, and there's Joel Smets going past, takes the lead of this first heat. Well, Jackie Martins, who had a big lead, as you could see there, throws it away, and Joel Smets goes back in front. And well, this would be a fantastic way of taking the title by winning this first heat here in Germany. It's the second time they've been to Germany in the course of the season so far. 12 events in the World Championship Motocross. And there you can see Dietmar Lacker, number 71. Now he's come up pretty well. One of the top German riders in the championship. Former German champion, in fact, in the 500s back in 1988. There he is, number 71. And this is certainly one of his best performances of the year so far. There, Johan Bonen, watching, interestedly. Those problems for him earlier on, that broken saddle. Remember putting him out, and watching Joel Smets go through, and Dietmar Lacker going through in second place. Smets seems to be right into the rhythm now. And that four-stroke Husaberg really sounding strong. There's Trampus Parker. He's working his way up the order somewhat, but he's now got himself up behind Dirk Goykens. number 14, who's teammate, in fact, to Joel Smets, so he's not exactly going to let Smets' main rival, Trampers Parker, go through very easily. There's Peter Johansson now. He's in 4th place, still hoping to take 3rd in the championship, but it's got a bit of work to do because Daryl King is looking good for that position. And there's Trampers Parker, still trying to work his way up a position. Well, the crowd enjoying this. A lot of support here in Germany for Joel Smets. And a lot of support for Dietmar Lacker in 2nd place as well, in home territory here. And Lacker really closing up to Joel Smets. As I say, this is the best performance we've seen from the German rider in 2nd place. There he is, certainly in with a shout still. Peter Johansson now up into 3rd place. And Trampers Parker, well, he's still down in 8th place. He's managed to get himself past Dirk Goykens, but he's still got a long way to go. And remember, he really needed to finish ahead of Joel Smets. All he can hope for now is that Smets gets into trouble. Well, that's not impossible because he's now got Dietmar Lacker right behind him. Smets, if he gets into trouble, well, they could swing back in favour of Trampers Parker. Number 11, Daryl King's down in 6th place. Not so good for him, but Joel Smets just 2 laps to go now. In charge of this race and heading towards the World Championship. Unless Trampers Parker has a bit of luck, he gets past Mervyn Atstey up into 6th place himself. But onto the final lap now. And Joel Smets and Dietmar Lacker. Franco Rossi now coming under attack from Trampers Parker. You can see just how hard Parker's been charging. Great race from Trampers Parker when you consider he dropped way down. But with his mother looking on worriedly, Joel Smets comes through to take the title. He takes 2nd place in the end. He lets Lacker come through to take the win of the heat because Joel Smets knows that 2nd place is plenty good enough. And his mechanics and his fans here in Germany go absolutely wild. Fantastic performance from Joel Smets. The winner in Portugal, the winner in Switzerland. He won in the Czech Republic, he won in France as well. And now this heat victory. And there is poor old Trampers Parker, who's not going to take the title this year. There are the results of the first heat then. Dietmar Lacker taking the victory from Joel Smets. Great ride from Trampers Parker to take 5th, but not enough for the World Championship. That goes the way of Joel Smets. So Joel Smets, the new world champion, and after finishing 3rd in 1993, 3rd again in 1994, finally he's taken the crown itself. Trampers Parker not looking too worried though. He knew it was always going to be an uphill battle here in Germany. Now he can look forward to the 2nd heat and try and take an outright, well, at least a heat win here in Germany. And we've got the start, but several of the gates have not fallen, so that's delayed quite a few of the riders. And charging into the first corner first, Rudy van Leeuwen on the number 12 machine. And again, we've got a disaster with several riders down and everybody having to try and get started up once again. But Rudy van Leeuwen up front ahead of Dirk Goykens. And then Jan van Doorn, and he's being chased by Rupert Walkner. Now Rupert Walkner, the Australian rider, again he's not had a particularly successful season this year, but well up on this 2nd heat here in Germany. There goes Peter Johansson. He's actually running last. He was involved in that first corner accident, so Johansson well down. Rudy van Leeuwen leading from Dirk Goykens in 2nd place, and that's quite a close battle between those two. Joel Smets is pretty well up. There's Trampers Parker. He's had a fall. Parker going very slowly indeed. In fact, there's Johansson, who was last, lets him through, and it looks as though Parker's going to be a retirement. So no 2nd heat victory for him. Meanwhile, Joel Smets is in the battle. Yes, there indeed. Trampers Parker walks away from it. Hasn't been a good conclusion to the season for him, but nonetheless second place in the title battle. Not a bad result for Parker, still aiming to try and become one of the few riders. In fact, only Eric Gebors of Belgium has taken the 125, 250 and 500cc World Motocross titles. Trampers Parker not achieving it this year, but perhaps he will next season. He's certainly been very competitive all this year, and we'll have to wait and see. So up front, in fact, it's Joel Smets now who's charged back up towards the lead of this race again. Gert-Jan van Doorn still well up, and so is Rupert Walkner, the Australian, on his KTM. Similar to Trampers Parker, riding the Austrian KTM machine. And meanwhile, Dirk Kuykens, number 14. Well, he's not far behind his teammate, Joel Smets, at the moment. And Gert-Jan van Doorn behind him as well. But nobody catching Joel Smets. He's so into the rhythm, so confident now, having taken the title. Really no problems for him. So fit as well. Did a lot of work in the United States over the winter to get fit for this season. So determined he was to take the title after running competitively, but never actually taking the crown before, and that certainly has been to Smets' advantage this year. Marcus Hansen, who won last year's title, having moved on, and Joel Smets, look at this, he's waiting. It's the final stage of the race, but he's actually waiting for his teammate to come through. He's going to hand the win of this second heat through to his teammate, Dirk Kuykens, but so he takes the win, but Joel Smets, he's happy with second place. It gives him the win of the event overall, and a great result for the Huseberg team, taking 1 and 2 in the second heat. Great way to finish off the season. Dirk Kuykens taking his first win of the year, first heat win. Daryl King coming through in third place, and Rupert Walkner taking his best performance of the season as well, finishing in fourth place in that second heat. So the overall results from Germany this final round: Joel Smets taking the overall win from Dietmar Lacker, Dirk Kuykens, Daryl King and Rupert Walkner taking fifth place overall for KTM. So time to celebrate, and time to celebrate with the champion's song for Joel Smets. Smetsky is champion, as it goes. Let's hear it.
Soms vragen ze Joël, wat is toch je geheim? Om zo te kunnen crossen moet er toch een middel zijn. Dan zeg ik luister makker, lig jij daar maar niet van wakker. De choco met banaan, ja dat doet het Metske gaan. Het is het Metske, de wereldkampioen. Het is het Metske. Soms rijd ik in de draaf en val op mijn gezicht, maar toch is het fijn om kampioen te zijn. Het is het Metske, hij moet het toch maar doen. Het is het Metske, de wereldkampioen. Het is het Metske, hij moet het toch maar doen.
And so the final positions: Joel Smets, the champion in the 500cc World Motocross from Trampers Parker, and we'll be back with aerobatics after the break.